This is the Sprint HTC Evo 4G touchscreen and LCD disassembly instructional video, brought to you by cellulardr.com. The following tools are required for this repair. Plastic prying tool, very small Phillips screwdriver, size 000, and a T5 Torx screwdriver. Using the plastic prying tool, carefully lift and remove the camera from the back of the LCD assembly. Using a small flathead screwdriver, pry out the earpiece speaker from the back of the LCD assembly. Now we're going to separate the LCD screen from the touchscreen. Using a hot air gun set on the low setting, we are going to heat up the front of the assembly for 10 seconds. Then flip over the assembly and do the same thing for 10 seconds on the back. Be very careful not to melt the flex cable on the back of the assembly. Now flip over the assembly one more time and heat the front for another 10 seconds. It is very important that you use extreme caution. Only use the heat at 10-second intervals. Any longer or using too hot of a setting may cause damage to the LCD, touchscreen, or the plastics around the housing. Now quickly but very carefully, using the plastic prying tool, pry apart the touchscreen from the LCD. You want to start at the top of the screen since the flex cable is connected at the bottom of the touchscreen. Once you have peeled the touchscreen apart but still keeping it close to the LCD, flip it over and carefully direct the flex cable from the back through the hole while pulling the touchscreen out and away from the LCD screen. Now we're going to remove the LCD screen from the faceplate. Once again, heat the back of the LCD screen for 10 seconds. Using the prying tool, peel off the thick piece of tape covering the hole on the back of the LCD screen. Use the prying tool to separate the LCD from the back by gently pushing through the open hole. If the LCD is still too hard to pry, flip it over and heat the front for 10 seconds, and once again the back for 10 seconds. This is probably the trickiest part of the process. The good news is that you probably don't need to remove the LCD unless it's already damaged and must be replaced anyway. Now go ahead and separate the LCD from the faceplate. Be very careful since the assembly is probably very hot now. Hopefully, the heat has loosened up the adhesive, and with a little finesse, we can try to pry them apart. Try to start at the very top so that once the top is a little separated, you could use that gap to pry the rest of the way. If you need to, go ahead and leave the prying tool in halfway and heat the back for another 10 seconds. Usually, there are two adhesive strips holding the LCD to the faceplate, one on each side, so concentrate the heat more in those areas. Now go ahead and pry them apart. This concludes the Sprint HTC Evo 4G touchscreen and LCD disassembly video. Purchase your parts at cellulardr.com. Thank you for watching.